Hi, Sarah Mack here from withsarahmack.com, and this is inspired by a conversation I just had on a podcast. 3 habits every successful female entrepreneur must have. And I think often we really love to overcomplicate things and make it about like embodying wealth frequencies and all of these complex ideas. But sometimes what we actually need is to be reminded of mastering the basics, because these are the things that really make the difference. And I want to share some parts of my story which highlight how and why this has worked for me. So number 1 is focus. And I was reflecting on telling my story in this podcast interview I just did with Alex, the confidence coach, on her Rockstar Confidence podcast, is why my business has worked and grown consistently since day 1 of choosing to be an entrepreneur. And it's not because I'm a magical genius. It was really the circumstances that led to me having unshakable hyper focus, which was that I'd ended up in Bali in Indonesia helping a friend on her business. I'd put all of my stuff in storage, decided to leave my career in film production, because I was in the middle of a burnout after my master's in film studies. And anyway, that business opportunity fell apart due to a series of unfortunate events. My friend got dengue fever. She had to go back because her dad was unwell. And I was left stranded in Bali with no money, with a massive burnout, wanting to start my next life as an entrepreneur. And I just recently discovered that I had the capability to write, and that this was a valuable skill that I could use to help other people and to start earning money location independent. So I ended up in India, and I didn't want to go to India. I simply went there because it was cheaper than Bali, and I got a $5 a night hotel in the foothills of the Himalayas, was meditating, doing yoga, doing my Reiki certification so that I could heal myself from the massive burnout I was going through. And during that time, that was when I started working as a freelance writer online. And Alex was just asking me, did I doubt that I could do it? Was I second guessing it? And I was like, no, I had no other option. I didn't even have enough money to get a flight back to the West from India, let alone earn money through the career that I just decided that, I didn't have the physical strength to be able to be doing 18-hour days on film sets. So that was the gift, was that extreme focus, which led to me having no other choice than to make it work. And that's what made it work. I started figuring out how to get clients, and I grew it from there. And, the most important piece is to not have one foot out the back door of maybe I'm going to do this, but actually maybe I'll also be doing this thing, because it's that split energy which causes you to not have focus, which takes up so much bandwidth and so much energy, that if you just channeled all of that into making the thing that you're focused on working, it will work. It is just simply down to your focus. And it's really about that commitment to your vision, and never, ever, 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 ever stopping until you get there, deciding to see your ideas through to completion. Whatever it is that you're offering, whatever business idea that you have, yes, permission to pivot and tweak as you go, but don't give up. Don't pull out and be like, I'm just not going to do it. And I'm going to run over here and do something completely different. See it through to completion and really learn the lesson that you were meant to learn from that desire, because it's always leading you somewhere, and to really trust that. Nora says, get rid of the safety zone. Yeah, exactly. While being gentle with ourselves. Exactly. And so number 1 is focus. Number 2 is the willingness to take a risk. So there are no guarantees in life. There are no guarantees beforehand. It might not work, but you will never know unless you give it a go. And personally, I don't really believe in risk. I just decide and never, ever, ever give up until I get there. I believe that if something is a desire for me, it can work, and it will work if we do not quit on the way to get there. And I learned this lesson when I got a one-way ticket out to Vancouver when I wanted to first work in the film industry out there. I had enough money for 1 month's living, and I just knew that I had to make it work. Otherwise, I'd be on a flight back to England. And so I just, it was in that moment that I took that leap, one way, went all in, did everything within my power to get work in that first month, and I made it work, and it worked out. And that was in that moment that I really proved to myself that when I stay focused on something, when I'm willing to do everything, you know, all the action within my power, within my wheelhouse to be able to get there, that things work out. And then that's really what I've reapplied over and over in my business with everything that I've launched, every pivot, every change that I've made, is to just fully commit, go all in, and keep taking action until it works. And number 3 is a daily mindset practice. So it's absolutely non-negotiable to be looking at our own bullshit stories and excuses, flipping them to empowering stories over and over and over again until we get to the place of fun. Because actually it's fun to believe that in our desires and our dreams. If we get out of that internal narrative of it's not going to work, or I'm not good enough, or I can't raise my prices, or no one's going to pay me, or my dream clients aren't out there, or I don't have clarity in my messaging, or whatever stories are rattling around about why we're not good enough or why it's not possible for us to have that right now, as soon as we flip them, you see that shift in your energy immediately, and you tap into inspiration, you tap into motivation, and the action to create the results becomes so much more fluid and so much more enjoyable when we're not in that back and forth internally inside of our head. And this is particularly important for women entrepreneurs because we internalize in our cultures day in, day out, reasons why what we think isn't valuable, reasons why it's hard, reasons why we're not good enough. So, and you know, this can show up in our relationships too. So constantly been picking that apart and choosing to not be available to that, and actually, you know, really committing to that work, because that's what it takes. As soon as we internalize those stories, and Nora says, and number 4, get support and work with me. Thank you, Nora, you're amazing. And you know, it's been doing the mindset work day in, day out that has allowed me to double my income 3 years in a row. That, you know, is the reason why I put my prices up, and how I asked for what I wanted and launched programs that I wanted to be making the money with, and allowed it to get better and better and better, is by stepping out and doing it and asking for it and being in the story that it gets to work. And, you know, yes, there have been times when it didn't work, but I kept going until it did. And that's really the key. It's so simple when we let it be, when we stop getting in our own way. So, you know, when we get to that place, that's really the energy that unlocks whole new levels of creativity and magic. That's when the results start to show up like magic, like waking up to dream clients in your inbox wanting to work with you, like clients showing up out of nowhere like magic, ready to join your brand new offer that you just decided to launch today. It gets to be so much fun if we let it be. And I have a 6-week one-on-one offer on at the moment called the Fun Money One-on-One Intensive, where we get to work together 6 weeks in a row, one-on-one sessions to help you get that clarity and what that is for you, what that desire is for you to be super hyper focused on right now, to be getting the result that you want to create right now this month, to be hitting those income goals, charging the money that you want to be charging, hiring, you know, bringing on the clients that you are most excited to be working with, and help you get really clear on what that action plan is and what that vision is, so that you get hyper focused, because that's the place where the results start to happen very, very quickly. And it's about really stepping into the business that excites you, that gets to be fun, that's the mindset and the strategy that brings you, when you think about both of those things and you're in both of those, you're focusing on both of those things, it feels really inspiring and exciting to you. This is a really great way to work with me, and you get $1,000 off until tomorrow. You also get 6 weekly trainings, which really condenses all of my strategies, the key pieces that have enabled me to build my dream business in the way that was fun from the get-go, and to help you get that clarity. And really we'll be working very closely together so that you're embodying that clarity and you know how to talk about it. So that's how sales happen very easily, and, you know, in alignment with who you are and who you're speaking to, because when you've embodied that clarity, you're really clear on the value that you're bringing, you're really clear on who you're talking to and how you're talking to them. That's the thing that makes the sales easy. You don't have to convince, you don't have to overcome objections. you really just get to tell the truth about the offer because you've created that internal clarity first, and then I'm here to support you to translate that into your messaging, however it is that you are choosing to connect with the people that you're most excited to work with. So we'll also get clear on your money goals and any money mindset stuff that's going on around why you can't have that now, why you don't believe it's possible for you doing whatever it is, the work that you're most excited to do. And yeah, we'll focus on the mindset stuff. We'll make the shifts. We'll see really what's going on in there that's causing you to think you have to wait. And you also have Voxer access to me every single day to ask me questions, get feedback on things, support you to navigate as things come up, as you're promoting and selling your offers, signing new clients. You can get my feedback on your copy. And yeah, so normally this the Fun Money package is $5,555 for the 6 weeks, or 2 monthly payments of $3,000. Until tomorrow, you get $1,000 off, so it's $4,444, or 2 payments of $2,400. So set the intention to make that money back within the month, multiple times over. And the spaces are limited. I do have a few people who are looking to join, so definitely message me to jump in on that if this is speaking to you, and feel free to message me any questions that have come up for you. Please send me some hearts and likes and share this content with anybody that you know would benefit from it, and have an amazing day. Bye.